You know, it's pretty amazing when you think about it, how a single, totally ordinary word can unlock this fascinating story about how language actually works. Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to tackle a huge idea by focusing on just one teeny tiny word. And that word is material, right? Seems simple enough. We use it all the time. Building materials, reading material. It's just there. But what if I told you that this one word is hiding a pretty big secret about the entire structure of the English language?
So what is it? What's the secret? What on earth makes this everyday word so incredibly special? Let's dive in.
Okay, here's our first clue. The word material is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, this isn't just some random list of words, you guys. This is like an incredibly exclusive club.
Think about that number for a second, 850. The English language has, hundreds of thousands of words, and this list boils it all down to the absolute most essential ones. To make the cut, a word has to be a serious workhorse.
But get this. Here's the twist. Material isn't just on the basic list. It's also on the academic vocabulary list. Wait, what? How can one word be simple enough for a total beginner and, at the same time, complex enough for a university professor? Now that is a puzzle.
Well, the answer is all about its incredible flexibility. Material does two very different, very powerful jobs, and it does them both really, really well. It works as a noun, and it works as an adjective. Let's break that down.
So when it's a noun, material is all about the stuff, the substance of things. But as an adjective, it means the real, what's tangible, what's actually important. It's like two core concepts packed into one handy little word.
First up, its job as a noun. The key here, and this is so cool, is how broad this definition is. It's not just the things, it's the things or ideas that are used. That little phrase, or ideas, is everything. It covers both the physical world and the world of concepts.
And this is where you really see its power in action. Raw materials, building materials. Okay, that's physical stuff. We get that. But then you have gathering material for a book. Now you're talking about ideas, facts, information. That huge range is what makes it so efficient. I mean, just think of all the other words it can stand in for. Fabric, ingredients, matter, substance, even just plain old stuff. By putting material on that core list, you get all those meanings bundled into one simple, powerful package. All right, now for job number 2, the adjective. This is where things get a little more philosophical. Material describes things that exist in the real world, sure, but it also hints at importance. Like when something has a material impact on a situation. It matters.
So this is what's so crucial. Look at its synonyms, physical and significant. But its direct opposite, its antonym, is spiritual. Wow. This one word helps us draw a really clear line between the world we can touch and the world we can't.
Okay, so we've established that material is a linguistic powerhouse. And that whole story brings us right back to the big idea here, the incredible strategic power behind that list of 850 words.
And this is what it's all about. It's so important to get the basic English isn't dumbed down English. Not at all. It's this brilliantly engineered tool specifically designed for crystal clear, effective communication all over the world.
The whole philosophy is actually pretty simple, but it's profound. First, you carefully pick that tiny but mighty list of 850 words. Second, you make absolutely sure that every single word on that list, just like material, is super versatile. And the result, the payoff, a system that lets anyone, anywhere, communicate clearly.
So this whole deep dive into one word and one system, it leads us to this really powerful conclusion about communication itself. Simplicity isn't a limitation, it's actually a superpower. And if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this right here. Real command of a language isn't about knowing a ton of obscure words. It's about deeply understanding the power of the foundational ones and using them with purpose. A word like material is living proof of that.
So, I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. If a system like Basic English proves we can get almost any idea across with just 850 core words, what are we even doing with the other 170,000 or so words in English? What are they for? Kind of makes you think, doesn't it?